We're going to start up the R22. I'm going to grab my checklist, start from the top. Our seat belts are fastened. Fuel shuttle valve is on. So I'm checking that with my left hand. It's in the on position. Cyclic collective friction off. I'm going to go ahead and take the cyclic friction off. I'm going to move it forward, aft, left, and right. No binding. Seems to be working properly. Put the friction back on. And then I'm going to take the collective friction off, raising the collective up. I'm going to lower it, no binding. I'm going to roll the throttle, making sure it's working properly. Give the pedals a little wiggle, looking at my tail rotor, it's moving. Pedals neutral, so my left foot over the pedals. Then let's see, what's next we got here. I'm going to check our rotor brake. It's normal, and it's unlocked. Circuit breakers are in. Going to rub my hand on them, make sure they're not popped up. Carb heat's down, so carb heat's off. Our mixture, full rich, so I'm going to take the guard off, push the mixture in, and the guard goes back on. Primer down and locked, so that's in between my legs. It's locked. Landing lights off. Avionics off, so my GPS, my transponder, everything's off. Clutch switch is disengaged. And altimeter set. I'm going to set it to 840 over here, which is our field elevation. And governor switch is off. Going to roll the throttle 2 times for priming. Now the throttle's closed. Air is clear. Master switch is on. Strobe light's coming on. And start up with the key. Once the engine's kicked over, it's started. Starter on light out. Oil pressure's in the green. And then clutch switch on. Alternator switch on. The blade should start spinning within 5 seconds now. Going to roll the throttle up a little bit, maintain about 55% on the tachometer. And I'm going to wait for that rotor RPM to start climbing up a little bit. Alright, check. Loud and clear. Go ahead and put my avionics on. 1200 is squawking. Just going to go to ALT. My radio's on. Grab my nearest airport frequency in here. I'm going to pull it out to test the volume. That's pretty good. And then I'm going to put my GPS on, let it warm up. Alright, down here my checklist. Let's see, wait for clutch light out. Clutch lights out, circuit breakers are in. Circuit breakers are still in. And I'm going to warm it up to 75%. Alright, RPM is going to be set to 75%. So just to recap on the startup, what I did was you're going to put your master switch on, then we're going to put our strobe switch on. We're going to turn the key to both. Once the engine kicks over, I'm going to look up at the starter on light on the top here. Make sure the starter on light goes out. Once the starter on light goes out, I'm going to come down and look for oil pressure in the green. Once oil pressure is in the green, I'm going to come down here and put my clutch switch on and my alternator switch on. Once the clutch switch comes on, we want the blades to start spinning within 5 seconds. And as the blades start to spin, it's going to want to bring our engine RPM down a little bit. So I just have to fine tune the throttle and maintain about 55, no more than 60% on the engine tachometer. If I let it drop past 55 to maybe like 50 or so, then the engine's going to like stall, and then we got to redo the whole process over again. So right now, the clutch light switch, clutch light's out, engine RPM is set to 75, and I'm waiting for the engine gauges in the green. So my engine gauges are my oil pressure in the green, oil temperatures in the green, and my CHT, my cylinder head temperature right here, I'm going to wait for that to warm up. That usually takes a couple minutes, so that's why we're just sitting here right now, just waiting for the engine to warm up. What I can do while I'm waiting, I can check my power. So down here is my air temperature gauge, and it's 22 degrees Celsius. So I can either check my chart over here, and the bottom where my thumb is, that's going to be my 5-minute takeoff rating. So it's 22 degrees, where we fly beta version, and let's see, 22, we're about 840 feet. So if I go to the 22, like we can pull about 24.5 inches of power for 5-minute takeoff rating. So 5 minutes at a time, we can pull 24.5 inches. We're going to subtract 1 inch, get our MCP, which is our maximum continuous power for the whole flight, which would be 23.5 inches. And if we don't have that power chart on our checklist, we can find it right here in the top. If you can see that in the camera, the same chart right there. Okay, so engine gauges are in the green, oil pressure's in the green, oil temperature's in the green, cylinder head temperature's in the green. So we can move on now to mag drop at 75% RPM, 7% max in 2 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to take my key over here, I'm going to do 1 click to the left, I count 1 1000, 2 1000, look for a small drop in RPM, and then I'll bring it back to both. So here we go. I'm going to look at the RPM. 1 click to the left, 1 1000, 2 1000. Alright, that's good, we'll bring it back to both. Pull the throttle up to about 75% again, and do 2 clicks to the left. I'm going to check the right magneto. 1 1000, 2 1000. Alright, bring it back to both. So that's a normal drop right there, looks pretty good. We can move on to our carb heat check. So carburetor heat, I'm going to pull up. And I'm going to look for an increase in carburetor temperature, which looks like that's working. It went from about 15 degrees to about 25 or so. And I'm going to push my carb heat down. Don't need it on right now. Let's see, sprag clutch check, needle split. Alright, so I'm going to put all my hands and feet on the controls as if I were flying. And at 75%, I'm going to roll the throttle all the way to the right and look for a split in the RPM. So here we go. And needle split. Looks good. Alright, sprag clutch check is done. Doors, no doors today. Limit map chart check, we checked. Going to take my frictions off. Alright, so we're at a low power setting with 55%, you can do it. And just take my frictions off, so my cyclic friction's coming off. Collective friction's off. Put my checklist away so it doesn't fly out on me. Roll the RPM up. At 80%, the governor's going to take over. Bring it up to 104, which is the top of the green. Clutch light's going to come on for a couple seconds. Alright, clutch light's out. My last check is my low RPM warning system. So I'm going to roll the throttle down to about 97%. And I'm going to raise the collective up a little bit, and you'll see a light, and you'll hear a horn. There's our light and horn. Alright, I'm going to lower the collector, bring the RPM back up. 104%. Alright,
Alright, so we have our 3 gauges in the green, so oil pressure, oil temperature, cylinder head temperatures in the green, RPMs in the green, warning lights are out, ARP temps out of the yellow, fuel is good, radios are set, and we are ready to take off.